Good afternoon. Our demo today is about combining Quadient technology and artificial intelligence together in the context of a loan application process. At Quadient, we help banks to communicate with millions of customers using websites, mobile applications, social networks. We also empower thousands of agents with solutions facilitating their day-to-day jobs. However, cost of labor is expensive, and that's the problem we're going to address today with Robert's demo.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you, Antoine. So as you mentioned, we're going to use the limited time that we have today and scale down the interactions of a customer interacting with Facebook Messenger in order to interact with and get a mortgage loan. So in this case, first interaction, it'll send a get started message, but it could also, through natural language processing, respond to something it determines as a greeting, like yo, and so it responds the same way. In this case, I'm going to tell it that I need help with the loan. I need to apply for a loan. And it'll respond and it'll let me know that I'd be happy to help you with that. And in this case, it puts a link on the screen. Now, I could obviously continue typing text in here, but on a device like the mobile phone, links come in very handy. So I'm going to go ahead and allow it to do that. And at this point, the bot recognizes that it's got to go out and start collecting information in order to build a single view of the customer. So it's going to tells me it's going to start asking some questions, and the first of which being, have I already found the home that I want to buy? And I'm going to answer yes. And then you'll have to bear with me while I type in the property address, 3019 Fontana Drive. And that is in Houston. Texas. 77043. And as I send that through, surprisingly, one of the things that Facebook doesn't provide via Messenger is the email address. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in, which I've conveniently placed in the buffer. And so the bot recognizes it's got all the information it needs in order to complete the next step of the process, which is using Quadient Inspire and all of that information to generate a dynamic e-form that'll be regulatory compliant and produce that and send that back to me via the link. So as I open that up on that link on the device, what you're seeing is a dynamic communication, well, what we call it Quadient as a dynamic communication, which is behind the scenes is using HTML5 and JavaScript to determine which screens it needs to show in order to move the customer forward in the process. So I'll verify my name, the address I gave it, and then I'll set an estimated purchase price. Let's go ahead and watch that at $440,000, and I'll press continue. And at this point, I'd like to go ahead and switch to the iPad. Because generally what will happen, whether the person gets interrupted by a text message, they get a low battery situation, whatever the case might be, they might need to finish the process up somewhere else. So one thing that happened while we were doing this is that Quadient Inspire also sent me an email that has a link to that same application. So as I pull that up, you'll notice it takes me right back to the screen that I left off on, the last screen that I said to continue. And so then I'll finish out the loan application process. I've got good credit, 20% down is standard, and I'll just pick a nice round number for the income. And then finally, we'll need to verify the identity. In this case, I'll take a picture of my conference badge. All right, use that photo and continue the process. Confirm my address one more time, and we'll submit that on. So what's happening behind the scenes now is that Quadient Inspire is now taking that information that we put together and creating the final application package, and then automatically starting a signature ceremony with an electronic service signature provider. So as I click Start, one of the things we notice is that the signature blocks are in the same place or automatically placed where they need to be. I also happen to have included an IRS tax form here to show how that might be. You could add additional forms as required for signature. And I'll allow that to finish. And then it'll finish the signing ceremony, redirect you to a page, usually a page on your company portal, that would allow them to, or point them to some sort of call to action. In this case, if I click the link that I got back, it shows me the document complete with my electronic signatures. So if I summarize what we saw today, we integrated with artificial intelligence, and we used that to collect information that we then created, used the Inspire platform to create a low-code, regulatory compliant e-form that minimized the number of interactions we had to take and quickly moved the customer through the acquisition process. We saved the information along the way so that they could start over anytime they wanted, even on a different device, and then finally integrated with an electronic service provider. And we did it all without a full-stack developer because business users can absolutely create and manage these omni-channel communications without the need of those. So I'll turn that back over to you, Ed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rob, for that. Yeah. So with 1,600 customers worldwide, we believe that we are a reliable partner to bring innovation to your bank. Thank you very much for listening today, and we hope to see you at our booth.